Hello.
Hello, of course my camera is dead because why not? Hi everyone. Turn on your cameras so we can see each other and let me find the document that I need to find. Okay. Okay, so Ola, can we start? Should we start?
Yeah, definitely. We can start.
Okay, let's start. I'm just gonna remove my food from my laps and start. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to our speaking club. You can put something in the chat, like hi, where you're coming from, why you're here, and so on and so forth. So feel free to use the chat the way you want. And I'm gonna share the screen because usually we start our free speaking class with some information about why we're here and what we're going to do. So here it is on the screen. You can see what rules we have in our club. So just a friendly reminder that our club is not basically a class, but this is more of like really a club that's like this. Amazing. This is really a club, and the purpose of the club is to help you develop your speaking skills. So this is not really about the grammar or about anything else. This is for you to speak, to practice, and just to develop your fluency, because fluency is important, you know that. So that's why we have several rules. That's why we have several rules. Okay, so here it is. First of all, please speak as much as you can, because this is the purpose of the class. So if you feel that you can say something, if you know that you can add some extra sentences or something else, please do so, because this club is for you to speak. Also, please help your partners if necessary. Even though we're encouraging you to speak, but please also remember that your partners also want to speak, and make sure that you don't speak all the time yourself. The second rule, the next rule is say at least 3 sentences, which is basically, again, the first rule, because this is about speaking. So don't answer with just yes or no, okay? Add additional things. If you finish earlier, if you answered all the questions, don't sit in silence, because again, this is about speaking. So you can discuss more topics, you can discuss more things, you can ask additional questions, and so on and so forth, because this space for you is for you to practice, to speak, to meet new people, and to practice your English. And the last thing is, feel free to make friends. We encourage help and peer-to-peer support. So these are the rules. One more time, welcome to our class. I don't know, that's it. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. Do we have somebody who is here for the first time? Okay, one person. That's it.
Oh, not one person.
2 people. 3. Okay, not that bad. Okay. 4 people. Okay, still good. Me too. Okay, actually we have more people. Okay, just to have a short, let's say, icebreaker. Yeah, welcome everyone. And that's amazing to see that people are coming back. So that's really cool. Okay, before we start, raise your hand if you are in Russia. Okay, raise your hand if you are abroad. Okay, raise your hand if you have been having basically a good day today. Okay, raise your hand if you have worked today. Okay, raise your hand if you have been relaxing today all day. Okay, raise your hand if you have eaten something sweet today already. Amazing. Okay, that's it. Welcome everyone. Hopefully you're gonna have fun. I'm going to, hi everyone who doesn't know me. I'm Lisa, and I founded this amazing thing. But I'm gonna pass it over to Ola, who is doing most of the events. Over to Ola, and enjoy the club. Ola, the floor is yours.
Yeah, there is Ola, the host of the speaking clubs.
I'm gonna mute myself just not to say more. Like, you have to, Ola, please mute me if I start speaking, okay?
Okay, I will do that. Okay, anyways, hey everybody, and you have picked a topic that is personality, and we've been thinking that we actually want to discuss some women's rights, but who cares about those women's rights on the 8th of March? Apparently we have to speak about personality today, so we're going to speak about personality. So I will tell you a little bit about how actually the class is usually organized. So we have 3 sections usually. The first section is when I send you some questions, and then we go into the breakout rooms according to our level of the English, like your level of English. And then we discuss those questions with some people in the breakout rooms. Then I will bring you back here to the main room, and that is going to be the second session. In the second section, I will show you presentation. I will give you some interesting collocations, some advanced vocabulary regarding the topic of today's class. So today's class is about personality. I will give you some advanced vocabulary about personality. After that, I will send you more questions. So that is going to be like the third section of the class. And we're going to discuss more questions. However, those questions will contain this vocabulary that I'm going to give to you. So that is essentially the structure of the class. Now, about the breakout rooms and about the levels. I create the breakout rooms. I believe I will make 17 breakout rooms. Room number one is always for the easiest level. So if your level is A1, you can join rooms 1, 2, 3, 4. If your level is C1, you have to opt for the highest level of the breakout room. So for example, 16, 17, 15, like just that depends on how many of those breakout rooms we have. Now, do you have any questions before we start? If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself.
The connection is disrupted. Hello.
Mine or yours?
No. All the connection is okay.
Okay.
Small question.
But I heard some disruptions as well.
That can be about your connection, but mine connection apparently is supposed to be quite fine. I hope it is fine.
Mm.
So, Pavel, did you have a question?
I missed the first slide because I am a bit late. So was it something important on it?
That was something extremely important. That was about our number 1 rule that we have to speak, because that is a speaking class. So we're supposed to speak. Don't be shy, okay? Because we're here to speak, to practice. So I will put you to those breakout rooms to discuss questions. And first, let me actually send you the questions. So the first set of questions, 10 of them. You have to discuss those questions. Apparently, you won't have enough time to discuss all of them. It's fine, don't worry. If you have only enough time for 5 of them, that's fine as well. The only goal here is to speak. So I will be creating the breakout rooms now. And if you have any questions, if you have any issues with Zoom and you cannot find the breakout rooms button, tell me, we will help you. So I believe I will create, let it be 16 breakout rooms. And now you are able to choose the room. So pick the room.
Which is for B1, B2 level?
I would say 10, 11, 10, 8, 9, something like that.
Then 10.
Do you want me to put you to?
Hello. Okay. Who is Sasha D? Can you switch on your camera?
Okay. Today, just. Oh, and Sasha is here. Hello, Sasha.
Привет, Вика.
Okay, let's start.
Oh, Victoria, I saw you last time. Yes, I think.
Yeah, we've been I think sometimes. Yeah,
Mm,
we've been together, so we like acquaintances, in this chat, in this club.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think are your strongest personality traits, and how have they helped you in your personal and professional life? Only one word, I don't know. Traits. Do you know, Ruslan? What's
What traits?
traits? Yeah.
Strong.
Strongest
I think
personality
it
traits.
means черты, наверное.
Strongest personality
Какие,
traits. Yeah. And how
какие у
have they
вас
helped?
самые такие персональные качества, как они там? Понятно.
Yeah.
Interesting
Uh-huh.
questions. Can you start,
Yeah.
please?
Okay. Are you ready to listen to?
First of all, I congratulate you with Happy Women's Day.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ruslan. Yeah. Okay. What about my strong personality traits? I think I have one personality trait which really helps me. It's
Traits of personality.
Traits of personality.
Your personal qualities.
Anybody have questions? Anybody copied?
I have. I can sound the list of questions. Or
You can share. Can you share to chat?
I'll try, but I'm not sure how I can do it. I have a photo, screenshot, and I can't copy, unfortunately, but I'll try to do something to share with you.
I think it will be easier if you send.
It's not easy because I have no access to share with my photo with Zoom. It's difficult because I need to adjust some technical issues before.
I found the questions.
Oh, can you share?
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. I was passed in this room automatically.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I was also in the different one, and I was in the 10th. I don't know what about you.
I was at 11. I think it's okay.
Just jokes from our host, I guess.
Yes, I think there were
Overloaded.
overloaded rooms. Yes.
Is there any limit how many people can be in the group or in the room?
I think Ola look at how many people there are now in some rooms, and if there are a lot of people, because in my room was more than 6 person, they send some people to another rooms. Okay.
Svetlana, are you working today?
Yep. I did some report for my
important things in my life progress.
Where are you working?
I'm system engineer. I'm engineer in aircraft industry.
I was head of энергоэффективность. Energy effective.
He was very influential person for me. Who's next?
I think my parents had helped my personality, shape my personality, and my friends, two close friends, and of course my wife and surrounding people who I met or actually.
And it's kind of it has pros and cons, but it also has like it's beneficial for me as well in many ways, and communication as well, or in work or like studying. So it can be these two. How about you, Mikhail?
Well, I think one of my trait probably good for my work is ability to thorough investigate the issues or find some non-trivial solution for our problem, or look up for some ideas and program libraries, some curiosity probably. But also soft skills also very important for work, because you need to communicate with other people in common, and you need to find best words to just ask for something, or make some details for the task you need to do. Some kind of this.
Nice. How about others?
Yeah, don't be shy, guys. Maria, Sasha.
Can you
like
remind the
to
question,
speak
please?
about yourself? What do you think is your strongest personality trait, and how did they help you in your personal and professional life?
I'm a jerk. This is one of the strongest options.
Okay, did it help you
Yeah,
much?
I'm pushing on the people. I'm speaking too much. I'm just like.
Hey,
Okay.
What's happening? Why do you have 7 people here? Why are you all here? You know, there are a lot of like breakout rooms with 2.
To make more stronger, затачивать, улучшать.
Okay. My neighbors are making some repairments, so sometimes it's noisy.
Oh, Evgeny speak good English. I saw him last time, I think. Yes. I remember you. What is behind you? Yeah, this thing.
Yeah. It's a fish from plastic cans, I guess.
Why do you use it, or how do you use it?
I don't know. It's just for the interior, I think, because this time I live in a hostel, so it's not mine.
How many people are with you?
This time I'm in a guest room, and me and one guy more. So yeah. Are you interested about the room where I sleep?
No, I'm not interested in this stuff. I remember the last time I was in the hostel, there was about 20 people. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, it's too much. But here it's 8 people in one room, so it's okay.
So what about
second question?
Yes. Who helped?
What about me? I really don't know, but I think that all the situation shape. Ruslan, how did you say shape? It's
shape because in this case means to make stronger, to help stronger. to develop your traits.
Okay, so I guess that situations in your life shape your personality, abilities, maybe.
Yes, as for me, it was army. I was in the army in 2009.
2009.
And yeah.
So I get that you was born in 81 year, yeah?
81, no. 1985.
Oh, sorry, 90. How did you say it?
1985.
85? Oh, okay.
I was born. Now I am
okay.
38.
Okay. Because I remember in the 20. Oh, I don't know how can I say 20.
20s.
0. Oh?
You remember 20s or 90s?
You know, я путаю иногда именно вот эти числовые, что 8, что 9, поэтому я, может, сказал, что Руслан был рожден в 1800 каком-то году.
The previous century, probably, yeah.
So, what about the question?
What was the question?
What about you, Sasha? What about Victoria? Yeah.
What was the question?
The question number 2. Sasha, do you have these questions or no?
I think if you connect to the chat,
yeah, I resend
after
it
I put
in the chat.
it, you don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree with Evgeny that some kind of events influenced on your personality, and you changed when you managed with something. Maybe you, it is in Russian, we have поговорка, like what don't kill us, it makes us stronger. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Принимать решение.
Make a decision.
Yeah. To make a decision. To have some results what we want, because I have experience. Some years ago, I went to astrology, and she said that I had так, что я встречу.
Met. Will meet.
Will meet.
Это же получается.
I would.
A woman, my future wife, and she will European woman, but it's not true for today.
But it's maybe any opportunity for you.
Maybe. I don't know. Thank you.
Okay, what's questions you choose another?
Okay.
Any question?
Yes, we have a lot of questions, and we have absolutely no time for discussing.
How many time we have for discussion?
I don't know exactly, but I think approximately maybe 10 minutes or a little bit more, maybe.
Okay, we have to guys
and a lot of questions to discuss. You can choose.
Maybe someone else want to choose and to involve the discussion?
I think I would choose question number 3.
Okay.
Please.
Well, I would say that my traits which I like is that I'm talkative. I'm frank with people, or try to be at least.
When you say you're frank, you don't lie them or what? Or you don't substitute the facts?
I would say that I talk honestly about the topic we discuss. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't lie necessarily. I wouldn't. I would say that I openly I acknowledge the fact that I don't want to discuss something. I acknowledge it and move to the next topic. I wouldn't lie or.
So you just tell people, okay, this is not topic I'm talking about, right? This is taboo topic.
Yeah, it's like.
Gotcha.
So you're friendly.
Yeah.
At what personality traits more?
Hmm?
Can you
I didn't catch the question.
Can you repeat the question?
What are personality traits you can't
stand?
Yeah, more.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually a very slow working person, I think, because what I'm developing, I developed an app for about 5 years and still can't finish it.
You developed in what? Sorry, map?
App. An app.
Application. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But you realize it for yourself.
I would say it's my idea, but I would like to provide it for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking for some collaborators, for some team members, or you just decided to do it by yourself?
Initially, I decided to do it or during a course. I had a programming course which I attended, but then for some time I worked alone. Now I have a partner to work with.
Do you have any expectation when will you finish together, or it's not so easy to say that way?
I don't know when we finish because we have been working for 2 years and they still no end to
You have too many
see.
challenges, or you have too many plans for completing your job with the app?
I would say I have challenges. Have many
Challenges in what? And just doing some other new stuff every time, or just like changing from one topic to another, or just changing the responsibilities in making the app?
Would say systemic challenges. We are working on app which displays music from VK, but we don't. It seems like we can't play the music right now.
It sounds like Yandex Music or something like this.
Well, we sort of, but it's only about one band. It only plays the music of one band at its projects.
So this application is just for music of only one band, right?
Yes.
In what kind of band?
Rock and rap band. 2517. It's called.
It's a rap group.
It's a real group?
Rap.
Yeah.
Rap hip hop.
Yes, some.
I never heard about it.
Yeah, me neither. So we can choose another question, right?
Would you like to talk about that question?
Let me think. Personality trait.
I can say very briefly while I thinking about it. I can say very briefly. At least I will try to say very briefly. Despite the difficult question, because this question requires some reflection and self-analysis. But in general, I can say that the main trait which helped me in my life, in my work, and in all processes of my life, it's the trait I'm a critical thinking person. And its advantages and this advantage and disadvantage at the same time for me. Regarding only the advantages, I think it's open-minded, sometimes innovator, and then I'm an extroverted person. It helps me a lot. And regarding disadvantages, it's more harder for me to choose traits. But I think the main trait in this direction, I'm not a team player, unfortunately. It's very difficult for me to be a team member and to do some common work, some joint project with different people. Maybe because I'm not so tolerant person, maybe because I prefer to do all myself. It's a problem sometimes.
But sometimes it's good. So I decided to talk about the question number 9 about my personality traits which is well suited to my current career. I'm a project manager, so I am need to be a team player. I need to communicate as much as I can, and sometimes love people. But I think my almost all my personality traits are well suited. Especially I try to do it, but sometimes I suffer because of the amount of communication, of course. Sometimes I would like to be an introvert or something like this, but I think almost every job have advantages and disadvantages. What do you think about it?
Well, yeah. Every job does have its advantages and disadvantages.
Are you tired from people? Are you tired from people sometimes, or not?
I would say because I really don't interact with people offline much.
Only online?
I would say that I'm not getting tired of them. I don't have, and quite the opposite, I don't have enough connection with them.
I think it's absolutely normal process, a natural process to be tired from people when the amount of communication.
Okay, everybody else, have you discussed everything?
No, we just stopped on discussing mafia.
Oh, really? I got it. Interesting topic. Okay, but I'm sorry for interrupting you, but we have to talk about some vocabulary. So you're back, and we're talking about personality. But before we start talking about personality, I want to ask you one question. So usually when people are being asked about their personality, they really like to say, so my character is. But character, what is character? What is the difference between personality and character?
Character is much like from fiction or not fiction literature.
Yeah, usually.
Like a person who, imaginable person, usually.
Yes, usually we're referring to.
Yes, of course.
Somewhere. But there is more. Of course, we can say this phrase, for example, something that he did was out of his character. So we can say actually this phrase out of his character, but you have to understand two things. Something that we understand as характер in Russian, that would be personality in English, personality traits. And that is about how you behave with others. So for example, if you're friendly, that is how you behave like when you're talking about other people and you're like being friendly with others. But character, that is, we would consider in Russian this word as персонаж, but here we would be using this in the same way, but we would be talking about our inner moral compasses. So that is like the picture that you have created of you. That is how different people perceive you, how people understand you, and that is more about your moral compasses. And if you do something out of your character, in Russian you would just translate this phrase out of your character as на него не похоже. But when you're talking about your character, every single time that is going to be personality and personality traits. So character, it is more about the person that you are in terms of moral compasses that you have inside of you. Is that clear? Mm-hmm. Okay, then we can proceed with the presentation. Let me start the screen share and tell me whether you can see the presentation. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell me who is a rough diamond? Who's that?
Yeah, it's a character, a person.
Unbreakable.
Nope, that is not about that.
Aladdin, diamond in the rough.
Firstly, gain some knowledge, some
Underestimated person.
Someone who needs,
I think.
someone with a potential who needs some refinement on him.
That is
or some smoothing over.
So the thing is, actually, that is a little bit slightly different. The thing is that rough diamond is always about people who look really tough and a little bit grumpy, a little bit gruff in their exterior, but inside they have like a golden heart, very good personality, but people just cannot see that personality. So we could define it as a person who has rough qualities. And if you see this person for the first time, you would say, he's rough, he's really gruff and he's grumpy, but actually he is a very good person in heart. So that just means that it will take some time to get to know this person in order to discover those good personality traits, but they exist in this person. Do you understand this definition of this rough diamond?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Type A personality. What's that? Type A personality.
All good qualities.
That is not actually about good qualities. That is a very interesting thing. Because
It's like an alpha man.
Achiever, maybe.
Achiever.
It's about a person who always act in order.
Like ordering others. I would say, yes, that is a very pushy person. So he's overachiever, and that is why he's being pushy all the time. So he's like, he cannot wait, he's aggressive, he's hostile because he wants to achieve things. So, you know, that is, well, a good personality trait that would be suited for some like finances or like go-getters, for career people. But actually, when you're communicating with others and you have this type A personality, you're not a very pleasant person. So for others, that is not a very good thing. When you see a type A personality, that person will be an obstacle for you. So he will be pushing you and he will be really hostile towards you. He will try to achieve things. It's kind of good if we're talking in terms of career and achievements, but it's not really pleasant to communicate with these people. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is always about ambitions, competitiveness, and being aggressive and being pushy. Now, go-getter. So what is a go-getter? Actually, that is something very similar to type A, but it's not negative. So what is
like opportunist?
Opportunist is a negative, I would say.
Yeah,
it's quite negative. But go-getter is just an ambitious person who wants to achieve things. So go-getter is a good
assertive.
Maybe person who has clear goals, clear targets in your life.
Yes, that is a person who has goals and he's motivated to achieve those goals and he's active, proactive, he's pursuing his goals. But go-getter is not negative. When you're assertive, that is negative. When you have type A personality, that is negative. But when
like,
you're
like maybe open-minded person, yeah, who
more about
have
ambitions. So that's about ambitions. That is just an ambitious person who's really highly motivated. So yeah, that is about it.
Okay.
Then we have this word, Machiavellianism. What is that about? I believe everybody who has tried to, take a test, like 16 personality or something like that, has heard of this Machiavellianism. So what is that? How can you describe
person?
Манипулятивность.
Who likes philosophy? No.
No, nothing about Machiavelli, indeed. Well, that is
Treacherous
more-
person.
that is about being very, well, sly, yes, manipulative, yes. But that is more about being very cynical. So you don't care about others, you only think about your own goals, and you have to obtain your goals, you have to obtain those results no matter what. You don't care about others, you don't care about the means, how you receive those things, how you achieve things. So when you're a Machiavellianist, that means that you are extremely cynical. You have a very cynical worldview, and you don't care about others, so you lack empathy. Is that clear? Okay, let's proceed. Then, have you heard of this, Jekyll and Hyde? I believe some of you might have heard about a novel.
Yeah, it's like
Interchangeable.
personalities. Interchange one person, like on the other on the one hand he's like a good, a like benevolent person. On the other hand, he can be like very manipulative, very conniving, and so on and so forth.
That's right.
Yeah, we do have some characters like that in some shows.
That's right. That's very good.
Yeah.
So that is a two-faced person with split personality. That's right. So that was a reference to the novel. Then resilience, a very good word. What is resilience? So I have a very hard life, but I'm a resilient.
Ability to withstand problems.
That's right. So that is the person who can, well, withstand whatever problems they have in their life. Recover from whatever. Yes, that is a person who bounces back from all those adversaries. Yeah, that's right. Then what is that when you are a people person? By the way, pay attention, that's not people's, it's always a people person.
It's a person who can communicate with people easily.
That's right.
Oriented, maybe, no?
That's right. That is a person who has really great social skills, and it is easy for them to communicate with others. So people person is like an extrovert, a person who can communicate with others easily. Okay. What's that? Loose cannon.
That's someone unpredictable, like who can do anything at any point of time. Like you cannot predict his behavior. You cannot anticipate how he will react, he or she. So somebody who can do anything. Is just
amazing explanation.
Because loose cannon, it's the cannon who has lost its anchoring on the ship and just goes around the ship like that, and it's crashing everything.
That's right. So you see, that is a very negative trait. That is a negative word. So the person is so unpredictable. You literally can't predict whatever this person can do, and that is something negative. So it's like in Russian you would say, "Что же он выкинет? Что же он еще сделает такого?" That is the loose cannon. Then what is stubborn streak? Well, that is pretty much.
It's a person who would stand on his ground and won't take others' opinion.
That's right. So that is an extremely obstinate person. That is a stubborn person. That's right. You can always say a stubborn person, but if you say stubborn streak, that is just a more eloquent way, a more fancy way to describe it. Okay, gruff exterior. What's gruff exterior?
Somebody who looks rough, who looks like
diamond, I think.
Yeah, the rough diamond. He could have a rough exterior. I'd say, like somebody who looks like gruff.
Like Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat is gruff exterior. That's right. Okay. What about sharp wit?
Sharp mind. And he's usually good with like some comebacks, like sarcastic remarks or something like that. Like
that's right. Exactly about this.
It
is a very
not only the mind, not actually intellectually, but like a very like something, when something is said to you and you can come back with a remark that puts you in a better way, that's a wit, a sharp wit, I'd say.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with that one. So that is more about reaction. That is about the brain process that the person has. So that is essentially a very quick reaction of brain to just find something in your head witty to communicate this remark. So yeah, exactly. When you have this ability to think really quickly and then come back with a remark, for example, or just say something witty. And the last one, babbly personality. What's that?
I'd say it is someone who's very positive, bubbly, like a bubbly wine, champagne, who's always on the bright side of things, something like that.
That is true. So bubbly personality is a lively person, an easygoing person, a person who smiles a lot, a person who communicates with people really easily. So that is bubbly personality. Somebody lively. Lively is literally bubbly personality. Okay. Let me stop the screen share at this point, and I will send you the second part of the questions. But I'm not going to send only questions. I'm going to send you the list of the words as well, because those questions, they will contain the words. And maybe you have already forgotten about some of them. So I will send you a list of the words and those phrases that we have discussed with some definitions, really brief definitions. Have a look here in the chat. I believe you have to be able to see everything, but I will send everything in our Telegram as well. So don't worry about that. You won't forget of all those things. And I'm going to send you to the breakout rooms. I'm going to open them. So once again, we're going to have 16 rooms, and you can pick a room according to your level. Okay? Here you go. You're able to choose them.
Okay.
If you need my help, let me know. I will help you.
Can you let me in from my laptop?
Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi again.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Anybody want to start?
Yep. Who is brave enough?
Is that only about who is brave, or just some topics a little bit rough, so that's why.
Yeah.
I'm not shy, but
there I know a chat. Okay. Have you ever met someone with a rough diamond personality who surprised you with their hidden qualities?
by the way, folks, do you know where the rough diamond comes from?
I suppose that this is a person who looks a little bit rude, maybe, or like неотесанный in Russian, but a person who has a golden heart, but he is very kind and good man or woman.
Have you ever saw the Aladdin cartoon animated feature, Aladdin 1992 with Robin Williams? There's this phrase, diamond in the rough.
Maybe.
When the stakes are high at work, you're tough.
Sorry for my sound. I just want to give you an example, just to make sure a little bit. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, please.
Just want to make you a little bit. Sorry, 5 seconds. It just goes back and forth. Looks like host disabled us to sharing. Sorry. I could probably send you the link, but that will be the only thing I can do in the chat.
So I remember we told about the people with A type of personality. Remember? Do you remember?
What traits of type A personality? It was about person who make his career and
who is quite aggressive, high motivated, but in negative way.
Yeah, and we have another in positive way, go-getter, opposite.
Yeah. Which words? I remember.
Can you repeat what are we talking about right now? We're trying to remind ourselves the kind of meaning of this or that word.
We try to remember all words we told about, and I remember type A.
We talked about, or you told about. It's a little bit different. Told it means somebody told it to you, but we talked about.
We are talking about.
I get you.
I'm trying to remember.
You mean recently, today, or previously?
We are now talking about the words.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just like when you're trying to remind the words for today, which would have been like several seconds and minutes ago, or just some closest past.
Some minutes ago. What else?
Bubble personality.
Bubble personality.
Bubble. Mm-hmm.
It's about lively person who are open-minded, very communicated, who easily speak to everybody.
But what about if a person speaks easily, but he is not open-minded, like me, for example? It's not a big problem for me to speak with the people, but I'm not really open-minded. I'm closed. You never find out what I'm talking about and what I'm thinking about. I'm just giving you some kind of picture, but you have no idea what is inside my mind right now.
I think it's about a person who are...
I'm kind of spy.
who are easygoing.
But what is the difference between easygoing and being bubble?
Who makes mood of other people easier, funnier.
Mm-hmm. So I can pretend that I make your mood easier. You will think it's easygoing person. He's a kind of bubble, but
yeah, and some kind of bubble person.
And in 2 weeks you find out, that was disastrous person.
You know, I think about champagne. It's the person like champagne who is very funny.
Like fireworks, no?
Yeah, some kind of. Like a fire.
But it depends how big is the fire. Some small fire, like a lighter, it's
small fire can can make warmer.
Definitely.
Which was? I remember.
I was wondering, what's the idea how these, phrases or words have been generated in this list? Is there some kind of sequence? I was already asking, to our participants in other chats. Is that like ChatGPT generated or what?
I don't know.
The sequence is a little bit kind of ambiguous.
It's quite rare words, I think. I have never heard about.
Diamond in the Rough is one of my favorite, by the way. But I said not rough diamond, just diamond in the rough, we used to say. I mean, at least in US. I don't know about where. I mean, probably Olichka comes from Europe. She speaks a little bit European English. That's why she's a little bit more.
Could you explain me the rough diamond? Because I'm
Yeah, the meaning that she told us is like, yeah, it's a kind of diamond inside, really, kind of covered with dust, and you don't see this kind of diamond in the person. So person is really diamond, but you see some kind of, I would say, disgusting, not really great. So you don't see the person freely. It's kind of uncovered from you, and you see, and when you try to, communicate with the person, live with the person, understand a little bit deeper what is inside this guy or girl or female, male, you say, oh geez, it's a diamond. How couldn't I see that before? Because he is amazing, she's amazing. But you were thinking it's a kind of rough person, a really tough person, really kind of hidden from all over the world. But you just find out, you just start digging and, oh geez, it's a diamond. How could I...
So do you mean that it's about person who has a disgusting appearance, for example, but inside?
Not always. It can be not always. It can be appearance. It can be the way how he behaves. It can how he do some clumsy stuff, or he's just working in the trash job. I don't know. Like probably he take out the trash back and forth, and say, only bad people can work in the trash, or only bad people can work in a jail or prison or whatever. And you don't think that maybe he has a reason. You don't know him. I mean, but who cares? He doesn't change that. I mean, so it's something unpredictable or something you cannot explain with the common sense. Or your sense, because everybody has its own common sense. Like my common sense differs from yours.
Do you know, is in Russia the same signification of this phrase?
Да, конечно. Ну как неограненный алмаз. Или... how to say... Ну, как ребенок, про которого вы скажете, он тупой вообще, то есть ему не светит. Там, да. А потом выясняется, что это же гений просто.
Как Эйнштейн.
Да, вот, this is a good example, by the way.
Okay.
But I would say that every type of, child or kid, or even more mature person is a kind of diamond. It depends how do you work with this diamond and how do you communicate with them and what, I don't know, how you provoke that person. I'm like, I don't know, like one person provoked me like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I mean, I didn't speak English, for example. And they say, Michael, sorry, this is not my account, but you see this Sasha. Michael, you will just never speak English. That's it.
Okay, you made me clear.
So you probably cannot even expect from person what will go on, what is going on in his life. I mean, but you can change it somehow. Like, sometimes people fall in love, for example, and everything changes. Or they have a kind of instructor or a kind of person who just changed their life. I mean, somehow.
But they can pretend.
Of course. But this is the way you communicate with the person you trying to reveal day after day, or I don't know, hour after hour. It depends. Somebody can catch it quickly. Like sometimes I just come to the chat and I see a person. I even don't need you to talk about. I just look at your eyes and look at your emotions. I mean, if you don't share the camera, maybe I don't know. But sometimes it doesn't work. For example, I don't see anything. And I'm who I am. I mean, I'm just looking like it's a kind of what? Sometimes it's a kind of, feeling from on top. Like somebody like telling you, can you talk with this person? Some kind of third sense of, I don't know what, tells you, start speaking with that person. because he is more than you seems to be. And it's just
And you, in your real life, do you met such kind of persons?
I met 2 persons here in this chat, by the way. And we communicate right now for the maybe 3 months right now, and I just feel that something in this lady just tells me she's a little bit outside of, you know, of your limits or of your world. So of course, it depends. Sometimes we need to, you know, to provoke people, ask them the kind of uncomfortable question, get them out of the zone. I'll get them out of the comfort zone, and they just, what the heck he is asking me that question? Who does he think he are? He thinks he are. I mean, and it's like somebody said, like, I will not talk with this guy anymore. Like, probably you see 2 other ladies were here. They just like they just quit the chat.
And what kind of questions do you ask?
Different. I don't know. Provoking questions. I don't know. Depends. It depends on the mood. Sometimes changing the language, like, voulez-vous me dire quelque chose? And I say, what? What did you say just right now? Oh, I know that phrase, she told me. I know. Are you speaking French? And I said, yeah, that was a French. How did you know that? And the person opens from another part. Like, it happens that they, oh, geez, he doesn't only speak English. He speak like, I met a lady, she speak like Chinese. And I was like, and she was Russian. I was like, wow. And she, I know only like 10 words in Chinese, but she's just like, pew. It's amazing. I mean, you look at the person, you have no idea that he speaks Chinese. Sorry, my screen just died. I don't know what's going on. But at least, you know, sometimes you can, how to say, to make good time, to have fun spending the time, even though you're thinking, oh, it will be regular talking, blah, 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 about nothing. It could be if you know, put yourself in that shoes. Sometimes I'm just sitting and keep silence. And people say, why you keep silence? It's so boring in this room. I don't care. I just listen. Sometimes listening is more valuable than just to talk.
Especially if you...
Especially if you can talk.
Yeah.
If it's a problem for you, right, I agree with you. Probably, as Olichka told us, you should speak as much as you could. But for example, for me and Oля, we don't need to speak so much because we already do. It's like if I tell you, start speaking Russian. Why? You don't need to.
And what level do you have?
I don't measure my level. I don't care.
Approximately.
I don't care. What level of Russian do you have? Какой у вас уровень русского?
Nate?
I don't measure that way. I just like, I'm trying to improve myself. I get a little higher from time to time, so I don't care.
But more than C2, C1.
Frankly, I don't care. I don't need to know my level. I mean, my level matters for those who want to get me to what? University, job. Oh, what is your level? Oh, we need to... You know, all these teachers from, you know, English teachers, who is real English teachers, say, how's your grammar, blah, 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 go to this. But when you're trying to find out the level, you get them the test. But what is the test? It's a stress. For example, I'm speaking good, but or bad, it doesn't really matter. But even with the bad speaking, I can pass the test perfectly because I was prepared, I was in a good mood, or it was, I don't know, perfect day. But I can fail the test the next day or in the next hour. Just because what? I was under stress. Because my girlfriend doesn't, I don't know, doesn't do something that she used to do or whatever. Or she doesn't give me coffee or a kiss or whatever, or hug. And I'm ruined. And I failed the test. And what is my level? A1? A0? Yeah, of course I couldn't fail that bad. But I'm telling you, I was passing IELTS maybe 8 years ago in Moscow. And my level was, talking about IELTS, it was about like 6-7 points. I used to do like 6, like listening, speaking, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6, 7.
And maximum was 10 or more?
9.
9.
9. And I'm passing the test once again in Moscow. And I get 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. And I said, what is going on? I'm not 4. And I pass it once again. I'm paying $200 or how many? 200 euros. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Once again, I was prepared more. 2 months more. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. What's going on? No answer. And you find out, somebody cheating here. Because I'm that person whom I was before, right? So nothing changed. I mean, technically my skill have a little bit better because I just passed 4, 5. And now I am at least on the 5. And they tell me you are 4. So how did they do that? So this system cheats you somehow. So after this I start telling you, who cares about my level? These ladies, who really cares, they don't give me, something that I really deserve. I don't know what I deserve. And I said, I don't really care about this stuff. And I'm telling you, what I see in US right now, people coming from China, these Chinese-speaking people who get into the MIT and Harvard, and they pass in the test, GRE test and GMAT test. You can Google GRE GMAT test. It's a kind of, if you want to get to the graduate program in some kind of universities, like a bachelor and up to masters and up, you need to pass GRE GMAT test. There's some kind of English, colloquial, some other stuff. So they pass in this test. But they speak worse than people in the group chat group number 3 in the Zoom. They don't speak. You try to communicate them, they don't speak. They don't understand my conversation even when I speak slowly. So what is their level? I cannot pass GRE. I tried. You can pass GRE for some. You should take like 800 points, usually 790, 800, 850, 860. It's usual for getting to the university, for entering the MIT, for example. I was passing, it was like 600, something like this. But they got in 8 something, 8 and up, 800 and up. But they don't talk, they don't understand. So what is that? How can you measure their level?
It's a very strange situation because I think every skills can be in balance.
No.
Speaking skills, listening skills, and especially if you want to pass the exams, especially for university, you can listen, you can speak in quite high level, no?
They should be in balance, or somebody want them to be in balance, but they're not in balance. For example, my 2 skills which I really develop is speaking, you see right now, and listening. But my writing skills, my grammar skills, and my reading skills are really good, on the basement, on the foundation level. Yeah, I can read a little bit. I'm lying to you. I'm not really bad in reading, but in other stuff, I'm really bad. In analyzing the context, I'm not so good. So I would say it's about like a little bit up than the pre-intermediate level. Any questions? You just keep silence and just like looks like I'm done. And don't let.
That if you want to pass this test, you can do it. It's a practice, maybe. No.
You just told us the brilliant words. If you want to, you will pass it, or you make kind of attempts to do that. Technically, yeah, I don't really want to. So maybe I should make like 100 attempts, or I don't know how many, 1,000 attempts, and I pass it someday. But should I? Do I really need?
Maybe.
Like people telling me, Michael, we should use grammar, blah, blah, blah. We should learn English. We should start with the grammar. I don't need your fucking grammar. Sorry. I don't need grammar in my language, in my native language, in Russian. They say, это условное наклонение. I don't understand that. I don't know what is. I don't want to know that. I use it every day probably, but I don't care. How do you call it? Is that condition, not condition? Is it gerundi? What is it? I don't care. I just use the language. I mean, talk with your kids, like 5, 6 years old. They speak more or less fluent in their way. I mean, with using their vocabulary. Ask them about the grammar. They say, "Mommy, what are they talking about?"
I noticed that in English we regularly use only 5 time so about it. No more. We rare use conditional or something like this. It's a very specific situation.
Most of the people, yeah, use it rarely. You're right. You don't really use it. It depends on the person, but in most, if from 100 people, maybe 19 don't really use it. Even the natives in US, I see they, it depends, of course, of how do they utilize the level. I mean, the language itself, because somebody just drink beer and just like what I don't know. I see a lot of people. They just they kind of begless on the streets, so they don't. Their level of English is like I don't know 200 words, and another 300 in the kind of passive vocabulary, and that's it. It depends.
And 200 collocations.
Who knows? Somebody like Olichka, for example. You see, she just utilized the language as much as she could. It doesn't even mean that she working for this, World Organization and all these companies and other stuff. It depends.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot. Very interesting discussion.
Yeah, thank you.
What topic of our discussion? Or
what do you want to talk about?
We don't need any people except us.
I mean, it means like somebody wants something else, or somebody is. I mean, I'm okay. It depends on if the person feel that himself or herself uncomfortable, he just goes. I mean, this is open society. You can do whatever you want. You can press the button and leave. That's the problem. So
you speak very fluently. What's your profession?
I'm a civil engineer.
So you work in IT sphere?
I'm a civil engineer in road construction, like Московский автомобильно-дорожный институт. Дороги,
okay.
мосты, туннели.
So you use English in your real life or no?
In my university, no. I mean, you can imagine how in Madi they use English. They don't use it at all. There's no English, I'll tell you. We're just like, making the cheats when we're doing all these classes, and there's no English. It's a technical university. Who cares about the English? I mean, you need to like, some kind of mechanics, geology, some kind of pre-stressed concrete stuff, all this, what we call Sapromat and some other stuff. So it's now English. I mean, who cares about the English in technical university in Russia? But there's a kind of challenge. I mean, like every teacher in Moscow telling me, Michael, your English is bad, it's worse, you speak slow, you don't make home tasks, you always pass the lessons, you're one of the worst students in the class. And I'm asking, like, are you blaming me in these problems? So if I don't attend your classes, it means what? I'm bad? It looks like you are a bad teacher. I don't want to participate in your classes. And it's like your lessons is so boring, and you cannot teach me so well that I am amazed, or I'm just feeling passion for your lessons. That's why my English is really bad. And I trying to speak this kind of, every word goes with the strength, and I don't want to just do all this stuff. I feel like kind of torture. I'm torturing myself. Like, can you help me? And I'm thinking how to use these words because I don't have any experience. With whom would I talk? With my teacher? She doesn't care. I mean, we have like 45 minutes for what? For rewriting her fucking sorry grammar? Or what? We usually do grammar stuff. We write in some kind of test. We don't speak. We don't communicate.
And where are you practicing your English now?
Right now, I don't actually practice in it. I just even when I was in Moscow, I was struggling. Where can I, improve myself? Because I need to speak and I need to understand people. And because it was Moscow, I was thinking, okay, big city, one of the biggest in Russia, so I should go somewhere. And people telling me you should go to some. I was going all the courses. Like there's a lot of English courses, but they don't really help me. Everywhere teachers say, Michael, you bad. Forget about the English. It's not yours. You one of the best students. And I said, okay, I'm the one of the bad. But what's the exit? How will we solve it? So, and one lady told me there's a church. There's a lot of churches. I mean, not like like Orthodox church like Pravoslavная, but another like Baptist church, like and she invited me to St. Edith's Church in the Nagatinskaya subway station. And I came there, it was only Americans. It was maybe 2000, I don't know, 2005 maybe. It was like about 20 years ago maybe right now. And I was like, wow, they speak only English. They don't understand Russian. Wow. But I don't understand them. I wouldn't say completely, but kind of completely. Like, I understand like, hi, how you doing? Like, what, and that's it. Like, shh, blah, 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 shh. So
why?
Because my
they
level
have a special accent or something. Why?
No, I mean they were from America and from US and Canada mostly, but I don't understand because I don't have this experience of listening. If you don't listen, you cannot listen. If you read and study grammar, you have skills in read and study grammar. It doesn't matter if you read. Oh, I read a lot of books that right now I can understand what they're talking about. No way. The way they speak is a little bit. Even people speaking in US differs from what we hear from this British conversation. Like our teacher said, ребятки, British самый правильный. Все. И тебе дают слушать BBC, and you listen to this BBC stuff. And I don't want to listen to this British BBC. I want something like US. No. It's the wrong English. Это неправильный английский.
It's quite conservative.
But I don't care. I have nothing. I don't have any skills. British, American, I don't talk. I don't speak. I cannot listen. I need to do something. Otherwise, I will be like any other students in my class. And I go to this church and they speak in English and we keep going and keep going and keep going. And you just we don't study grammar there. We read Bible. Yeah, we read Bible. But we then, explain all this stuff, discuss all this stuff. Even though I don't really like, talk about Bible stuff.
But we're out of time, so we have to be back. Let's wait for the others first. I guess everybody's supposed to be back right now. Okay, so others, how many questions have we discussed?
9.
Just wait.
9 is enough.
We discussed 5 probably.
Okay.
We discussed
we managed 5 as well.
6.
Okay, got it. So, for the...
Machiavellism.
What was that about Machiavellianism?
We're stuck on it.
I got
with it.
Trying to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, that takes time and effort.
But we were discussing each question in details,
That is amazing. I'm happy to hear it. So that means that is the end. But before we can go, I have to take a picture of you. And to take a picture of you, I need you to send me some reactions or smile or just wave your hand or whatever you can do. Just smile and I will be taking some pictures, okay?
Конечно, окей.